Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G, John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Saturday only here on Top Shelf Oldies. I want to welcome you to the January 9th, 2021 Vinyl Treasure Show. Why do I have 20 on there? Johnny G losing his mind this week was very, very difficult week. I apologize for being late because this week was a busy work week, so I did probably 20 hours of overtime in the last 2 days. And then earlier in the week, so I was scrambling looking for the requests, and I found all my requests that I wanted to except 2. So I apologize for that. As we go through the show, I'll take it. And also, I have multiple family members, not in my household, that are sick with COVID as a result of going to New Year's Eve parties. Young kids, 18, 15 years old, that live at home, and then supposedly they were tested. Well, one party in Westfield, they were tested, supposedly. My brother was livid, totally livid, because my nephew didn't feel well, and he did not feel well. He went to get tested, and he called his father up, and he said he was positive, and all hell broke loose. But then the other brother got sick. Then my brother got sick. He's been taking some kind of medicine, starts with an I. They're better now. And he was worried about his boxers and the two boxer dogs. And I says, don't worry about the dogs, worry about yourself. And my sister-in-law, Jill, she seems to be okay, but they lost their tastes. And then my other brother in Long Island, his son, who hangs out with just 4 of his best friends in their home. I mean, maybe they don't wear masks, I don't know. But it turns out that the older sister, who does a lot of things outside of the home, she evidently got all the family members sick, or they were sick the next day, so he was exposed. And then my brother's father-in-law was rushed to Long Island Hospital yesterday, but he's in his late 70s, maybe in his late 70s, but I think he's okay. They were worried about his lungs, but they put him on something, but he's not on a respirator, but he's okay. But it's really if you're younger, I think you're okay, but you have to be careful about the other people. But anyway, Johnny G losing his mind here, so I apologize for being late, as we are almost 15 minutes in the show. But anyway, I needed to tell you that. So I had a very stressful week, and hopefully tonight I'll get away from all this anxiety and get to the music that we all love. But we opened up tonight with the very first release on the D-Tone record label out of Brooklyn, New York, by pianist-organist Cliff Driver and his orchestra on the D-Tone label from January 1958, a song he wrote. It's called Vosart, V-O-S-A-R-T. And he was the house band for the D-Tone record label. Not that there were many releases on that label. I have, I think, 3 or 4, believe it or not. But there is a great girl group song on that 45 by the DeVores. It was called Baby Doll. But this is what we opened up tonight with. So again, I apologize for being late. Got 50 45s to spin for you tonight. Lots of requests and rarities. Let's kick it off here with the vocal portion. We open up the vocal portion with a flip side from last week. I played a request for Evan Blatt by the Belltones, a group out of Yonkers, New York, not far from where I live, and featured it on the First Press 45 Zell Sanders Scat label. It was called I Love You, Darling. Well, let's give a listen to the intended A-side of that 45, which features Ronnie Baker on lead. I'm switching over to my JNS 45 for tonight because it's in better condition. This one from March 58, the Belltones on Scat. It's a dance. It's called Merengue.
Let me show you how to do
As Johnny G gets caught here, which I probably will a lot tonight, we opened up the vocal portion there with the Belltones, March 1958 release on Zell Sanders' J&S record label for that one. A song entitled Not the Merengue. On the J&S side, it's called Merengue, but either way, that one there, two slightly different titles on the Scat label. Actually, the flip side that I played last week was I Love You, Darling on the J&S. It says I Love You. And it says The Merengue on the Scat. It says just Merengue on the J&S. Don't ask me why, but actually the J&S label is all messed up with their numbering sequence, that is for sure. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening as we continue here, and we got a kitty lead up next here on Bobby Robinson's Fury record label. It's the only release for this group. It features 11-year-old Bobby Rivera on lead. Features King Curtis on the saxophone. We go back to May 1957. Little Bobby Rivera and the Hemlocks on the Fury label, the Maroon Fury label. It's called Coralie.
Well, I'm looking over a four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. Maybe when I find that clover, she'll be over knocking at my door. Yet you're mine, Coralie, and I adore you. Plain to see, I really love you, my Coralie. You mean so much to me. I'd like to say you're on my mind both night and day. I don't know why you treat me this way. I'd really like to go.
As May 1957 there, Bobby Robinson's Maroon Fury label there. Little Bobby Rivera and the Hemlocks. Used to hear that on oldie radio quite often back in the 1970s. Their tune called Coralie. Now, if you purchased that 45 in Slim's Times Square record store, you probably bought it on the yellow label with the horse's head. That, of course, is the second press. This one's not that easy to find on the maroon label. Really is not. But I guess Bobby Robinson, well, I guess, you know, Frank or George Gollner with Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers. So all the kitty leads got involved. Louis Lyman on this label. So he said, let's try Little Bobby Rivera. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Again, we are running late. So, you know, I have no time limit here on a Saturday evening. So let's continue here. We count down the music chronologically here on the 50s and early 60s edition. Lots of requests and B-sides to get to as we get to this early Philly side from October 53. Now, last week, I played a request for listener Marvin Pod. He requested another Belltones group, actually the Belltones out of Philadelphia, PA, on Herb Slotkin's Grand record label. Their classic, a song entitled Estelle, was listener George Tompkins asked if I could flip the 45 over. So we're going to send this one out to George Tompkins. These are the Belltones. The Belltones with Fred Walker on lead. I have to apologize in advance for my 45 copy because there's some scratches, and this is a much more quiet side, so toward the end it gets kind of loud, but still you can hear it, so you get the authentic sound of scratchy 45s. I have this on a 78 too, by the way. This is going out to George, October 53, the Belltones on the Grand label. It's called Promise Love.
Your love was promised to me, to fill my every dream, but I might have well forget it, for it's all in vain. Each time I kiss you, it only fills my desire to love you more and more, dear, until the day I die. Oh, those sleepless nights and those endless days, just with the memory of you. Please come back to me. Oh, baby, can't you see? Here's where you ought to be. We must try not to part till our dying day. But darling, I'm tired of waiting, for our love is fading away.
Two-sided 45 there. That's great. I apologize for the scratches, but when you look for original copies of that record, they are very sparse to find. You can get the Lost Night release for a couple bucks if you want to have it at least on vinyl. Put it in your jukebox. I wouldn't put that in my jukebox, but anyway, it's going out to George Tompkins there. The Belltones October 53 release on the Grand label, a song entitled Promise Love. Let's continue here. We stay in the year 1953, and another request last week was for listener Daniel Kubacki. As we stay in Philadelphia, he requested another group that recorded on the Grand label, the Castels, and Daniel requested the side called Sweetness, which featured Octavius Anthony on lead, and it was listener Darrell Letts asked if I could flip the 45 over. It features a 16-year-old George Grant on lead, and I have this on the flat blue label, but my yellow copy plays better, and we're going to hear the better sounding side here, October 19, or the better sounding copy here from October 1953. The Castels on Grand with George Grant on lead. Their first release, it's called My Girl Awaits Me.
She said she loves me, and there's no need to cry. All I do each day is dream of my darling and sigh. The clouds seem to smile as they roll by overhead. The birds are singing, I have nothing to dread. But all I can do is wait with my memories of you. The leaves on the trees seem to beckon to me and tell me she's headed my way. You're headed my way. I thank the Lord above for sending me my love.
And this is my most happy day.
Well, the clouds seem to smile as they roll by overhead. The birds are singing, I have nothing to dread. But all I can do is wait with my memories of you. Memories of you. The leaves on the trees seem to beckon to me and tell me she's heading my way. I thank the Lord above for sending me my love.
And this is my most happy day.
Well, the flowers are blooming, the birds are in the trees, the sun is still shining and it casts a beam on me. I'm happy just because my girl awaits me.
As by request for Darrell Letts there, the great Castels. I have October 53. Charlene's going to have to double check there if I typed that wrong or not. It's possible. I tell you, today was a difficult day today for Johnny G. The Castels there on the grand record label. My girl awaits me. Yes, she does, about 2 streets over. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, up next, the debut single for another great group out of Philadelphia. I didn't plan it this way, folks, but it's their first of 3 on Eddie Heller's Rainbow label, and tonight we listen to the B-side, and of course next week we will flip this over. But the B-side was written by the lead singer. His name is Lee Andrews. April 1954 on the Rainbow label. I have this on red vinyl, and it looks pretty cool on the red vinyl as it does. But Lee Andrews and the Hearts here, April 1954. A song he wrote, it's called Baby Come Back.
Oh, come back, baby, come back. You know I love you, pretty baby. Baby, come back to me. Come back to me. I love you. I really love you, Joe. I love no one but you. Baby, come back to me. Although I play the part of a sentimental fool. Why did you go away? love you, baby. Oh, baby, come back to me. Oh, come back to me.
That's the great Lee Andrews and the Hearts, their April 1954 release on the Eddie, excuse me. It's not COVID, folks. Eddie Heller's Rainbow record label, song entitled Baby Come Back. Of course, they're already requesting the flip side for next week, so stay tuned for that. Now, Eddie Heller, he would also release this song on his subsidiary Rivera Records. And actually, Lee Andrews would also re-record this song in 1959 for the Casino label. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening spinning original vinyl 45s. We do it every Saturday from 10 to 1 a.m. If I said midnight, again, you have to excuse Johnny G today. But let's continue here. Now, here's a request for Joe Shacatano as we head to the Bronx, New York for this group. You know their debut single, a song that was actually a bigger hit for the group that covered it. A group from Canada called the Crew Cuts had a big hit with their song on the Mercury label. It was called Shaboom, but the group followed it up with this next 45. The A-side was called Zippity Zum, but Joe requested the B-side. Features Carl Feaster on lead. We go to September 1954 here for the Chords. The Chords on the Cat label, which is an Atlantic subsidiary. It's called Bless You, parentheses, for Being an Angel.
Oh, bless you for being an angel. Just when it seemed that heaven was not for me, darling, oh bless you for building a new dream. Just when that old dream crumbled so helplessly, and that vine-covered chapel on the hill, your face was a hem that lingers still. I cried, oh bless you, my darling, my angel. Heaven is mine and life is divine with you. And that vine-covered chapel, it's way on the hill. Your face was a hem that lingers still. I cried, oh bless you, my darling, my angel. Heaven is mine and life is divine with you. Bong, bong.
As by request for Joe Shacatano there, that's a cool tune by Carl Feaster and the Chords on the Cat label. That's their second release from September 1954. Bless You, parentheses, for Being an Angel. And the group would later record as the Chord Cats also on the Cat label. And they have releases, I think, on Vic and Atlantic and Act. I think they also recorded at the Shabooms also, if I'm not mistaken. Johnny G babbling on here with his allergies. I have been away from my brothers. They are in New Jersey and Long Island. They can't come here. I cannot risk it with my elderly parents here, living here with me in the home, so they are vulnerable. But I did go to the heart doctor, and he said that he's 99.9% sure that pains in my chest are not from my heart, but I need to go for I think it was called an echocardiogram to check one thing, and then a mild treadmill, whatever that is. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening as we continue here. And last week I played the 7th release for Bobby Mitchell and the Toppers on the Imperial label. It was called I Wish I Knew. Let's give a spin to the flip side before I file this back down in the No Humidity basement. I think this side was played on the radio down in New Orleans when this was popular. This one came out in January 1955. Bobby Mitchell and the Toppers on the Imperial label. It's called Nothing Sweet as You.
You sweet as honey that come from a bee. You precious as an apple that come from a tree. Nothing sweet as you, as honey come from me. Your lips like wine that I love to kiss. Baby, you so fine. Why break up like this? Nothing sweet as you, as honey come from me. There's nothing sweet as you. Your kisses thrill me through and through. I always want you, 'cause I know you want me to. Nothing sweet as you, as honey come from me. As honey that come from a bee. You precious as an apple that come from a tree. Nothing sweet as you, as honey come from me. Nothing sweet as you, as honey come from me. Nothing sweet as you, as honey come from me.
The sound of New Orleans here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. It's Bobby Mitchell and the Toppers. You know, the Toppers, or whatever group it is, very faintly on very few of his records. I think maybe 2 or 3. Check the at least the Kreider book, if you want to check it out. Supposedly you can hear them in the background, but really not a prominent group. But it's, you know, a lot of group collectors do collect actually the label, and that group there, Bobby Mitchell and the Toppers, January 55. That's his 7th release on Imperial. Nothing Sweet as You. There's nothing as sweet as the Vinyl Treasure Show on a Saturday evening here on Top Shelf Oldies as we continue here. And a request for Evan Blatt up next as we head out to the West Coast to Jake Porter's combo record label. This 45, easy to find on the second press combo with the big print, but not the small print. Pretty hard to find a true first presses of this on the Purple Combo label. And there was an unused combo number that they missed for some reason, combo number 75, because if you were collecting the combo label like I do, and around number 75, all the releases at that time were on the shiny red label, but they went back to reuse that number, so it is an original that comes out on the purple label. You won't have it on the shiny yellow label, so this is the way it comes. But from September 1955, by request for Evan, the Savoys on the combo label, it's called Darling, Stay With Me.
Each time I see you, much to my surprise, I look at you, darling, tears come to my eyes. What would it be, dear? I guess I'll know I'll never have you. Dreaming for you, darling, I hope my dreams come true. Someone said you love me, tell me if it's true, darling. Did you say you love me? Darling, please say you love me. Just say you love me. Well, won't make my heart feel happy again, and you can drive my troubles away. If you would only stay here with me and make my dreams come true. Darling, did you say you love me? Darling, please say you love me. My heart feels happy and gay, and you could drive my troubles away. If you would only stay here with me and make my dreams come true. Charlie, I love you. I always loved you. Won't you please come back to me and make my dreams come true?
As by request for Evan Blatt, the Savoys, September 1955, on the combo label, Darling, Stay With Me is the name of the tune. See Michael in California, those dates are wrong. Probably would have been 1954, but he went back and used an old number, so by then they were printing the purple labels. Yes, they were. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue. Here we are in the year 1955, and speaking of Michael in California, here's a request for Michael in California. He's been requesting sides by Larry Darnell, an R&B singer from Columbus, Ohio, started back in 1949. And last week I played a side for Michael on Deluxe, and we'll be hearing the flip of that a little later here in the show. But here's one he recorded on Herman Lubinsky's Savoy label from January 1955, Larry Darnell on Savoy. It's called Who Showed My Baby How to Love Me?
Who showed my baby how to love me? Who showed my baby how to love me? Who showed my baby how to love me? Hey, 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 thank you. Who showed my baby how to kiss me? Who showed my baby how to kiss me? Who showed my baby how to kiss me? Hey, 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 thank you. I wanna learn to kiss the way she do it. She got something new, she puts into it. She said she'd teach me in no time flat. I won't give up till I get it down pat. Who showed my baby how to love me? Who showed my baby how to love me? Who showed my baby how to love me? Hey, 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 thank you. When I'm sad, feeling bad, she knows what to do to make me glad. She's got something in her squeezes, I can't explain the way it pleases. But baby really treats me good, she always does the things she could. I'm so glad she's mine, all mine, cause my baby's all so fine. Who showed my baby how to love me? Who showed my baby how to love me? Who showed my baby how to love me? Hey, 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 thank you. Who said my baby couldn't love me? Who said my baby didn't love me? Who showed my baby how to love me? Hey, 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 thank you.
As by request for Michael in California, January 1955 there, Larry Darnell. Larry Darnell on Savoy, who showed my baby how to love me. Interesting lyrics on that one there. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. We continue, and we go back to the request, this time for Nat Papagallo, listening in Naples, Florida. This group, though, is from Bridgeport, Connecticut, recorded for Eddie Heller's Rainbow record label. The lead singer on this is Matthew Morales, and by request, going out to Nat from May 1956. They're called the Startones. The Startones. Looks like Start Ones, but it's the Startones on Rainbow. It's called Forever My Love.
As long as the sky is blue up above, I want you to be forever my love. We speak of love so tenderly, and I said to myself, this should forever be. Our love came to light on a cool summer night. We strolled through the park. I stole a kiss in the dark. Now I insist we should never part. As long as the sky is blue up above, I want you to be forever my love. Our love came to light on a cool summer night. We strolled through the park. I stole a kiss, yes, in the dark. Now I insist we should never part. We speak of love so tenderly, and I said to myself, they should forever be. Forever be.
As by request for Nat Papagallo, the Star Tones. If you look at it quickly, you can say the Start Ones or the Start Tones, but it's the Star Tones. May 1956 on Eddie Heller's Rainbow record label. It's called Forever My Love. Now, this group would later record as the Carnations on the Lesquay record label, I think in 1961, with the tune Long Tall Girl, and yes, the flip side there that George mentioned, Is There Such a World? Another great two-sided 45 from 1961. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue. We are in the year 1956. Now here's another request for Daniel Kubacki. This group is from Brooklyn, New York, and the first time I heard this song was on the Gus Gossard Show back in the early 1970s. It's the group's debut single on Joe Leibowitz's premium record label, Premium Records, out of Linden, New Jersey. Features Rudy Anderson on lead. This charted number 4, big number 4 record on WHOD in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We go to April 1956 for The Wheels on the premium label, and their classic tune, it's called My Heart's Desire.
I climb the highest mountain, swim the deepest sea, just to hear you say, dear, that you belong to me. For I adore you, you're my heart's desire. My heart's desire. I leap the tallest building in one single bound, just to see you smile, dear, and to never frown. For I adore you, you're my heart's desire. I long to hold you close to me, such romance we could find, and hear you whisper in my ear that you'll always be mine. I'll walk across the desert, bear the blistering sun, just to hear you say, dear, that I'm your only one. For I adore you, you're my heart's desire. I long to hold you close to me, such romance we could find, and hear you whisper in my ear that you'll always be mine. I'll walk across the desert, bear the blistering sun, just to hear you say, dear, that I'm your only one. For I adore you, you're my heart's desire. My heart's desire. You're my heart's desire.
That's by request for Daniel Kubacki there. That classic, Rudy Anderson and the Wheels, April 1956 on the premium label My Heart's Desire. What a great record that is. True first presses out there for you collectors have it's really thick vinyl, then with that center dip. It's hard. I never find those. I always find the thinner presses of this record. Now, Rudy Anderson went on to record for other groups, namely the Federals on Fury and Deluxe, and also other Wheels releases. He also recorded as Rudy and the Wheels. Is that Rudy and the Wheels? And Curtis, I think, Evan, I have that record pulled. That was one of your requests. Just haven't gotten around to play it yet. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We stay in Brooklyn for this group I played last week. I played their second of two on High Weiss's Old Town record label. Played the up-tempo side. It was called Hey Norman, but I also like the flip. Actually, I like this side better, which this is actually the intended A side. It features Eddie Carson on lead. He definitely has a distinctive voice, that is for sure. We go back to August 56, the Royal Tones. The Royal Tones on Old Town. It's called Latin Love. That's a second of two for the Royal Tones. August 1956 on High Weiss's Old Town record label. Great cha-cha tune there called Latin Love. And I bought that 45 from Chris Ciccona. Found out this week another terrible news that he passed away last November. I know Chris was sick. He had cancer for a while, but I used to buy so many records from Chris through the years. I first met him at the County Center in White Plains at a record show there, and I think I drove down to Long Island a couple of times to buy records from him, but I used to see him there with Rich Chris in the County Center, and he would be, Rich Chris would be like whispering to him, and I was trying to hear because at the time I was only young in the hobby. Rich was already a experienced collector. And I know he used to come there with Nick Nicola, and then I heard them on the R&B Review when they would come in as guest hosts playing their records and whatnot. But it was sad that I heard that Chris passed away. But anyway, may he rest in peace. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here, and last week, I featured a very rare 45 on Henry Stone's Marlin label out of Miami, Florida. I think that's where Katie B lives. Katie, are you in Miami, Florida? Maybe not Miami. Somewhere in Florida, I know that. But this it was Little Iris Culmer. It was called "Show Me the Way to Your Heart." It was listener Darrell Letts and I think maybe George Tompkins who asked if I could flip the 45 over. And there's an uncredited group that is backing her up on this. They're called the Majestics, who also have a record on the label, a great tune called Nighty Night, and which is rare also, but I have to apologize in advance for the scratches on this because it's a rare one. 1956. This is going out to Darrell Letts. Little Iris Culmer and the Majestics, uncredited on Marlin. It's called Frankie, My Eyes Are on You. Scratches.
Oh, Frankie, I love you with all my heart. I've needed you from the start. Frankie, my eyes are on you. Oh, Frankie, I want you to be my very own. Please don't leave me here alone. Frankie, my eyes are on you. Told me to dry all my tears away while I still beg you. Please, please stay. You wouldn't listen to me, and you just walked out. You should have told me, Frankie, what it was all about. But Frankie, my darling, there is one thing I want you to know, that I'll never, never let you go. Frankie, my eyes are on you. But Frankie, my darling, there is one thing I want you to know, that I'll never, never let you go. Frankie, my eyes are on you. Frankie, Frankie, my eyes are on you.
That's for Darrell Letts, scratches and all there. Little Iris Culmer, 1956. Frankie, My Eyes Are on You on the Marlin record label. Henry Stone's Marlin label out of Miami, Florida. You know that Henry Stone was really one of the first, I think, producers of disco music with his TK label, really big in the disco era with a bunch of labels that he had. So he made I'm sure made a lot more money with the disco 45s than, even though they might not be your favorites, that is for sure. But he was involved with Deluxe Records, and he broke off to have his own label. He did some deals with Chart Records. He owned the Chart record label also, and Sid Nathan, his buddy. I don't think he was his partner. I think he did some work for either A&R or something for Deluxe Records. But anyway, Johnny G babbling on. Let's continue here. Here's a rare 45 and a request for Daniel Kubacki. This group is out of New York. They had only one release that came out on George Goldner's G record label. Now, this song, written by two of the group members, Leonard Lawson and Jake Biggs. And also, you got to throw in George Goldner, because he had a hand in every record. That's just the way it was back in the music industry then. But it's a rare 45 and a great tune, January 1956, going out to Daniel, the Valtones on the G label. It's called Have You Ever Met an Angel?
Have you ever met an angel who could break your heart in two? Have you ever met an angel who could fall in love with you? Have you ever met an angel who could love, yes, love you too? Have you ever seen an angel with a sign of love for you? I hope you will be my angel, for I'm loving you. How I need, yes, need an angel who would not break my heart too. Have you ever met a true one who could love you too? Have you ever met an angel who could break your heart in two? Yes, I've met an angel, and that one is you. Have you ever met an angel who could break your heart in two? Yes, I've met an angel, and that one is you. Who could break your heart in two?
Those are the Valtones there by request for Daniel Kubacki, January 1956 on George Goldner's G record label there. Have You Ever Met an Angel? What a great tune that is. And I don't know how George Goldner does it to get that. It sounds like they're in some kind of chamber singing. Not really an echo, but a lot of the records on G and gone and end sound like they're in some special, almost like the Phil Spector wall of sound. It's like the George Goldner wall of sound. Anyway, Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here. And up next, actually, this is a flip side from last week, and I featured the Strollers out of Chicago, Illinois, on Leonard Allen's States record label. Their tune called In Your Dreams, great sound to Chicago, and listener Darrell Letts requested the flip. Again, so we're going to give it a spin for Darrell here with Lefty Bates and his orchestra. We go back to May 1957 now, the Strollers on the States label. This is the jump side. It's called Go Where My Baby Lives.
I wanna go where my baby lives. I wanna go where my baby lives. They say she lives up on a hill, and I hope that she lives there still. They say the baby's mine, I want her to be mine. I've got to go, she's got to know. I wanna know where my baby lives. I wanna know where my baby stays. They say she lives about a mile from town, and she stays home alone each day. My baby's never been kissed, woo, all of that girl is missed. I've got to go, she's got to know. I got up the nerve one day, woo, I stopped at her place, and I knocked on the door. No one had been there before, and when she opened the door, it was like nothing before. I love her so, more than she knows. I wanna go, I wanna go, she's got to know. Yes, I wanna go where my baby goes. I wanna do what my baby. I love my baby so. Never let her go. I wanna go. She's got to know. She lives up on a hill, and I hope that she lives there still. They say the baby's mine, I want her to be mine. I've got to go, she's got to know. I've got to go, she's got to know. I love her so, that ain't no joke. I've got to go, I love her so.
That's by request for Darrell Letts, the Strollers there, May 1957, on the States label, Go Where My Baby Lives, almost like a Midnighters record somewhere in between there, it reminded me. Anyway, Johnny G here spinning original vinyl 45s. Daniel, it's years of collecting. I started collecting this back, I'd have to say, when I started tuning in, well, I knew all about the music because my aunt would play these records. She had Cadillacs and Valentines and Chantels and the Dubs and all those records, Cliquettes, all these records. She wasn't the normal teenager. She had maybe about 745s. I don't think the normal teenager has 745s, and she was not a collector per se, but I became a collector because all her records ended up in my hands. Not in great shape, of course, but she used to listen to Alan Freed and Jocko Henderson and Murray the K and all the stuff that was on the radio at the time. She also had teen records also. She wasn't strictly into vocal groups, but she liked the vocal groups. She said she liked to dance to the music. So she really got me involved, and she would buy Murray the K LPs, and I started listening. And I remember I was going in 7th or 8th grade, and I'm telling my friends in school, "Oh, do you know this record by the Blue Jays? It's called Lover's Island." And they're looking at me like, "Aren't you buying, whatever was out, My Sweet Lord by George Harrison? Aren't you buying those records?" I said, "Yeah, I have those records too, but I'm listening to all this cool stuff, and it's on this label and that label." And they're like, "You're nuts, you're crazy." But I actually got a number of the guys into the music, and I meet them sometimes from time to time, or they call me up and they remember what we were talking about in high school. But then I just gravitated on, and I started listening to radio shows, a local show here out of Westchester Community College, and I was listening to all these cool records that I never knew before, so I was writing them down. Then I tried to look for them, and then I met a guy. He used to collect classical music. He told me at the Yonkers Raceway Flea Market, and he said to me, "Johnny, you got to get Discovery or Gold Mine magazine. There's a whole bunch of a list of records in there that people are selling, and all the stuff you're looking for." So I started bidding on auctions. I only could afford a couple dollars, $2 and $3 and $1.50 for all these records. And then I started communicating with a lot of the collectors. They said, "Johnny, we're coming into White Plains Hotel on a Friday night. You want to come there? You can meet me and my wife, and we'll show you the records." So I got to know all these people, and I was listening to the Time Capsule show. I was listening to all these cool shows that were on AM radio and FM radio. Bobby O and Jive and Joe. I was listening to Ronnie I. That was a little later on, but that's how I came. And it takes a long time to put together a collection. It's really my whole life that I have been, now that I'm 62 years old, collecting all this music. So, and that's why it's such a great thing for me to play the records on Saturday night, because not for anything, it's just for the pure enjoyment. So I devote all this time. I was up till like 6 o'clock in the morning looking for 45s last night. So I'm a little bit, and then it was a horrible week. And so, but it's so important, and I'm glad that my girlfriend understands that. Barbara understands that. She knows that I'm passionate about it. I mean, if there's two people that are passionate about collecting records on on Top Shelf Oldies, is myself and Dave the Rave. We have passions for music, so it's like my whole life. And now I actually have disc jockeys that I listen to listening to me, which is like a thrill. It really is. So that's how I have all these records, Daniel. I do. But again, I was not making a lot of money at the time, and it was difficult for me to buy some. I can't buy that record for $50. I just can't. But and I thought maybe I would never own them, but I eventually did. I do put limits on it if you're a collector. And now there's many outlets to be a collector. There are so many outlets now. So, and you can get stuff really cheap now, much cheaper than some of the things that I've paid. But I got a lot of stuff cheap too, because I bought everything, or I was able to get a lot of things very cheap. But it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun to do this, at least for me. So, because I put a lot of effort into it. Charlene knows, because she helps me. Hand in hand, Charlene helps me every week do this. And again, this is just how it happens. I guess this is how it's unfolding. Sorry to babble on here, but let's continue here with the music. Here's a request for Evan Blatt. This group is from Edgefield, Edgefield County, South Carolina. If anybody knows where that is, I do not. And the lead singer's real name is William Edward Singletary, and he recorded as Eddie Singleton, and he's being backed up by a group here called the Chromatics. And this record, for some reason, this first press on the Amsco label came out in October 57. That's the press I'm playing. Then it came out again in July 58 on Brunswick. Slightly different title, but let's give a listen to the first press here. Going out to Evan Blatt. This is on Amsco Records, a label out of Boston, Massachusetts. October 57 for Eddie Singleton and the Chromatics. The song is called Too Late.
It's much too late, it's much too late, it's much too late. It's much too late, it's much too late, it's much too late.
Too late to tell you how much I love you. Too late to tell you how much I cry. Tell you, oh how I tried, but when you were near me, the words wouldn't come from inside.
It's much too late, it's much too late, it's much too late. It's much too late, it's much too late, it's much too late.
And as you stand there, close by his side, I know it's too late now for the organ is playing. Here comes the crowd.
As by request for, lost my mind, Evan Blatt there, by request for Evan, October 1957, Eddie Singleton and the Chromatics on the Amsco label. Too Late is the name of the tune. I think when it came out on Brunswick, Little Augie, somebody's on the flip, but that side was called It's Too Late, but on the first press it's called Too Late. And Eddie, the lead singer here, would go on to be a songwriter and producer and even worked as an actor, and he married a Motown singer, Barbara Randolph. She has releases, I think, on the Soul label, but he married Barbara Randolph. Johnny G here on us for a Saturday evening, spinning original vinyl 45s. We are in the year 1957. Here's another request for Michael in California. Earlier, we heard Larry Darnell on Savoy, and last week I played Larry Darnell on Deluxe, one side of his third release for Deluxe, called Just Tell Me When. And we're going to give a listen to the flip side here. We're going to send it out to Michael in California. There also is an uncredited group on this, July 1957, Larry Darnell on Deluxe. It's called It Must, is that right? Yes, It Must Be Love.
I've got a feeling never had before. My head's in the clouds while I'm walking the floor. It must be love. It must be love. My head is reeling
That's for Mike in California there, Larry Darnell and group, July 1957, on the Deluxe label. I think that's his third release. It's called It Must Be Love, third release on Deluxe. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We are in the year 1957. We go back to the requests, this time for Nat Papagallo. Here's a 45 you don't often see, at least on its original label, the original Black Gone label. In the early 1960s, you can find the second press of this in Times Square Records, probably for a couple bucks. It's on the multicolor Gone. I think that goes for like $75 or $100 now, the second press of this, which I do have, by the way. I think I paid $25 when I first started collecting, but the original goes for some bucks, that's for sure. They're very hard to find. A great two-sided 45. Let's feature the ballad tonight. It's a request for Nat Papagallo from 1957, George Goldner's Gone label, The Deltas. The Deltas on Gone. It's called Let Me Share Your Dream. They're called the Deltas. Really a mystery group. I tried to find information about this group. Too bad George Goldner isn't still around, or any of these. Well, a lot of the label owners, they're all gone. But to kind of ask so many questions about their records and their music. I mean, I'd be there for hours and hours just asking them anything. But anyway, those are the Deltas by request for Nat Papagallo, 1957 on the Gone record label. Let Me Share Your Dream. I'm surprised Darrell didn't request the flip side of this. A really frantic flip side on that 45. Johnny G here, spinning original vinyl. Let's continue here. Never get tired of hearing the songs by this next group from Harlem, New York. And this is a request for Daniel Kubacki. And their songs, again, were normally played on daily radio here in New York. And I'm sure Donald McGee still hears these in his neck of the woods, I'm sure, but we don't get them on regular radio here in New York City anymore. But this group had 5 releases on Danny Robinson's Everlast record label. Their biggest hit was their debut 45, and you all know that tune. It was called Desiree. But here is their follow-up to the tune. It features Joe Greer on lead by request for Daniel Kubacki, October 1957. The charts on Everlast. It's called Why Do You Cry?
Clearly said, well, I don't know. Why do you cry when I kiss you goodnight? Why do you say you love me so? And when a moment ago I asked you what is love, and you clearly said, well, I don't know. Could anyone fall in love, no matter who it may be? Could it be you? Could it be me? Could love be like the grass that waits until summer to grow? If you and I stay together, maybe someday we'll both know. Why do you cry when you've tried with all your mind to prove to me you love me so? And when a moment ago I asked you what is love, and you clearly said, well,
Those are the great charts there by request for Daniel Kubacki. That's their second release on Danny Robinson's Everlast record label, The Charts. Joe Greer and The Charts, October 1957, called Why Do You Cry? And I remember when I was listening to Gus Gossard at the time, might have been around 1974 or 5 at the time, right before he went off the air. And actually, it was, who asked me? Somebody asked me if I had his top 200 list. Well, he was having people in the New York area send in postcards for their top, I think either their top 5 or top 10 records. And I think on WPIX FM was compiling them for a big countdown. I think that he was supposed to do, but he ended up getting fired for some reason, and Jim Pewter took over that show for a while, and then it went off the air. So I entered cards for myself, all my siblings, and they were only like, at the time, my brother he was born in 1970, so he was like 5 years old, and my sisters, they were all younger than me, and my aunt. So they were going to pull your name out of a hat, and you were going to possibly win. They were giving out 7 Sony reel-to-reel tape recorders along with the tapes of the entire show. So I enter in all this stuff and whatever. So I'm listening to the countdown, and I don't know, he wasn't doing it. It was Jim Pewter. So here are winners of, I think you won a free album at King Carol record stores. Anybody ever hear of King Carol Records in New York City? Well, it took me a year before I was able to get an album from King Carol King Carroll Records. And it turned out when I went there in this little record store somewhere, I don't know where it was, I ended up getting the Charts Greatest Hits that Lost Night put out. So that's how I knew about all these Charts records. And my Aunt Mary was one of the ones that won the reel-to-reel tape recorder. Then she got a letter from the program director of WPIX FM. I still have it, and it says, "You are one of the 7 that won the Sony reel-to-reel tape recorder. It will be arriving in 2 weeks, along with, I think I still have the shows. I think there were 26 reel-to-reel tapes with it, and it was all on fast speed." So you can hear the top 200. I don't know if they played them. Maybe they're dried out. I don't know. I still have that Sony tape recorder and player. But what I did was I didn't know that those tapes have 2 sides. You can turn it on the other side and record. So what I used to do was I used to listen to what's his name? All the WHBI shows and record off of there. So if I'm ever able to get to those tapes, I've recorded stuff off the Time Capsule shows and off of all the other shows when I was a kid or a teenager listening back then. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on too much here. Let's get back to the music here. Let's go to Los Angeles, California for this next 45, as many members of this group were members of the Jayhawks that recorded for Flash Records and Aladdin Records. Then they added lead singer Richard Owens and became the Vibes. And this is their first of 2 for the group on the Allied record label. We go to September 1958 for the Vibes on Allied Records. The song is entitled "You Are."
Oh, you are the bright star that shines up above. Oh, you're the angel that I love. Yes, you are. Oh, you are the devil in my soul. You're something I can't control. Yes, you are.
We'll send that one out to Lino. He loves that tune. So do I. I love those bongos in that record. I really do. Those are the Vibes there. September 1958 release. Richard Owens on lead on the Allied label. It's their first of 2 on Allied. It's called "You Are," and George mentioned it in the chat room there. The Vibes turned into the Vibrations in 1960, and Richard Owens and Carl Fisher became major lead singers for the group with releases on Checker, Atlantic, and OK. They went well into the 1960s. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, and up next, a request for Rick in Philly. And though I had this record filed in the right place, and I thought I had two others of Rick's requests in the right place in my boxes, but they weren't there. So I'm like, where are these records? So last night I went looking through all these boxes looking for records on the Sue label. And I remember earlier in the summer I had my records filed by label down in the basement, and I had all these Ike and Tina Turners, but I had all these other ones. And I said, where did I put that box? Because I started to separate my collection out into 3 separate collections: group records, 60s records, actually more pop records and country records that I'm trying to weed out, and like 70s and 80s. So I have all these boxes of records all over. In the basement are now going to be 70s, 80s, and pops and country, and up here are going to be all the records I play. So I couldn't find 2 of Rick's requests, but they will be coming up because I will find them by hell or high water, again, because I had such a tough week this week. That was the reason, but I will find them. But this is for Rick and Philly. This group from New York had 2 releases on Juggy Murray's Sue label. Actually, their first release kicked off the label in 1957. It was called Vengeance. And Rick requested their second release. It features Johnny Garfield on lead. We go back to May of 1957, going out to Rick and Philly, the Matadors. The Matadors on Sue. It's called Be Good to Me.
Be good to me, 'cause I love you so tenderly, and I need you desperately. My love, be good to me. Be good to me. Well, be gentle too, 'cause my future depends on you, and my heart is trusting too. My love, be good to me. Darling, if you ever find another love like mine, be strong, be strong. Say you never share all love affair is wrong. Oh, wrong. Well, be true to me, 'cause I love you so endlessly, and I need you desperately. My love, be good to me. True to me, as you want your lover to be, 'cause I love you endlessly. My love, be good to me. My love, be good to me.
As by request for Rick and Philly there, the Matadors, their second of 2 On Juggy Murray's Sue record label, May 1957, Be Good to Me is a great tune there. Thanks for requesting that. It was George Tompkins that introduced me to both those Matadors records. Those are the kind of sounds that George would play on his show. Great records. Learned a lot from George. A couple thousand songs probably from George. As we continue here on the Vinyltreasure Show, and on last week I featured a request for Joe Shacatano, a group out of Philadelphia. You all know who they are, Danny and the Juniors, and he requested the B-side to their third release on the ABC Paramount record label. The song was called In the Meantime. So let's give a listen to the flip side. I'm going to have to send this one out to my girlfriend's mother, Dottie. We'll send this one out to her. This was number 38 on the Billboard charts, national charts. This was number 13 on WJJD in Chicago, Illinois. It was written by Artie Singer and John Madera, arranged by group member David White from May 1958. Danny and the Juniors on the ABC Paramount record label, their tune called Dottie.
D-O-double-T-I-E, Dottie, you're the girl for me. Dottie, can't you see? Dottie, you're for me. Dottie, you're the one I love. Dottie, hold me close. Dottie, you're the most. I swear by the stars above, I've dated so many chicks, but I still get my kicks from the girl I love best, better than all the rest. Always cool and smart, Dottie, you're so sharp. Honey, you're the one I love. Yeah. So many chicks, but I still get my kicks from the girl I love best, better than all the rest. Always cool and smart, Dottie, you're so sharp. Honey, you're the one I love. Dottie, you are the one I love.
Yeah, we'll send that one out to my girlfriend's mother, Dottie. That's Danny and the Juniors there. Danny and the Juniors, that's their last really national charted, we can call it a hit, I guess top 40. May 1958, Danny and the Juniors. Danny rap on lead on ABC Paramount, their third of 7, song entitled Dottie. Let's continue here. I showed you my promo copy of this, this next 45. I'll show you the stock, because I don't know what this, I got a lot of records out of the a main radio station, WPEP, and what they did on this record is what this Argo label press, they put the stampers right over the title, so it's black letters on a white label, so you can barely see it, but you know the song. Well, I'll show you my stock copy, which is not as clean as this nice mint promo, but anyway. This is, we go to Leonard Chess's Argo label for this next request. Actually, I'm killing two birds with one stone here, because both Evan Blatt and Daniel Kubacki requested this song. This group called the Kents. And and what did I say here? Oh, somebody said, let me see, on my old notes, this group called the Kents. Okay, and some of the books, I don't know what books had this. This is not the same group that recorded on the Dome label for sure. It is totally different groups, I have to say that. But anyway, this group features a that other Kents. features Frankie LaRussa on lead. This Kents is different. This is a rhythm and blues vocal group. So I don't know if Ferdy fixed this, though, Charlene, because he might have fixed it with his third, because I noticed a lot of differences in, God rest his soul, Ferdy Gonzalez, who passed away, that his final disco file, he made lots of changes in that file. So he may have separated the two Kents groups here. But anyway, let's continue here. This is from April 58, by request for Daniel and Evan, the Kents on Argo. It's called With All My Heart and Soul.
With all my heart, with all my soul, I love you, dear, and now the world must know it's you I love, it's you alone that I adore. Come take my hand, we'll live in paradise where love is real and thrills will fill our lives. Come walk with me into the magic land of love. I vow I'll always love you, and we will never ever part. I swear by the stars above you, darling, no one else could ever thrill my heart. With all my heart, with all my soul, I love you, dear, and now the world must know it's you I love, it's you alone that I adore. I adore alone.
As by request for Daniel Kubacki and Evan Blatt, those are the Kents, April 1958 on the Argo label, With All My Heart and Soul is the name of that one. That is another cool tune. That's another one that George used to play on his show where I learned about that record. Johnny G here for Saturday evening. Questions coming in. Daryl, they are two different groups, totally different groups. Those Kents, and I don't know what Relic Records did. But anyway, let's continue here. Here's a request for Joe Shacatano for this group out of Washington, D.C. This is their debut single. They traveled to New York City to audition for Gene Schwartz's Laurie record label. The result was this 45. It features Sam Gilbert on lead. I'm going to send this out to Joe Shacatano. I think, George, you also like this tune, if I'm not mistaken. July 1958. The Marvels on Laurie with Sam Gilbert on lead. It's called So Young, So Sweet.
I met a girl who was so young, so sweet. She made my life, my whole life so complete.
Cute and sweet, just in her teens, taught my heart what true love means. So young, so sweet, so very sweet. My love, my love, my love, my love, my love. She's so tender, so warm and sweet. I surrender whenever we meet. She has won my loving heart, and I know
By request for Joe Shacatano there. Those are the Marvels. The Marvels from Washington, D.C. with Sam Gilbert on lead, July 1958. Their debut single came out on the Lorry label, styrene powder blue label for that one, So Young, So Sweet. Then in 1961, they had two releases on the Win label, W-I-N-N, as the Marvels with 2L. Or would you say the Marvels at that time? I don't know. And then they have another one as the Senators. Wedding Bells, I think, is the name of that one. Johnny G here on a Saturday evening, and haven't lost my voice yet, and losing my breath a little bit with the allergies. So sometimes I can breathe in deeply, but then I cough. So trying to talk, I end up losing my breath. But let's continue here. And on the December 19th, 2020 show, I played Sammy, Hagen, and the Viscounts on Capitol, their first release on Capitol called Out of Your Heart. Let's give a listen to their second release now. I think this is their second. This one on the Capitol label, arranged by Jack Marshall and saxman Plaz Johnson. We go back to October 1957 for Sammy, Hagen, and the Viscounts here on the Capitol label. It's called Wild Bird.
You're just a wild bird, meant to be free, and no one can tame you. That's how you wanna be. You're just a wild bird, doing as you please. When somebody loves you, you take off like a breeze. I hold you tight and the stars begin to shine. But tomorrow night, will you still be mine? Yeah, why be a wild bird flying all around? Please tell me that you love me and you're gonna settle down. Whoa! Shine, but tomorrow night, will you still be mine? Yes, why be a wild bird flying all around? Please tell me that you love me and you're gonna settle down. Wild bird.
That's Sammy Hagen and the Viscounts. Sammy Yates also recorded under different names. The lead singer of the Premiers. A great sound there, great voice for Sammy Hagen. Also, George likes Sammy Hagen and the Viscounts also. Anyway, that's on the Capitol label, the second release, second of 3 on Capitol. Song entitled Wild Bird, October 57. I thought that was from 58, Charlene, this record. Had it mixed up in my 58 batches. Johnny G spinning original vinyl 45s. We do it every Saturday from 10 to 1 a.m. here on Top Shelf Oldies, live on YouTube. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. Also, click the like. I need to get more likes on my videos. And we continue here. So another flip side from a show, I think November 14th, 2020, I played a record on Danny Robinson's Fury label by Sherman and the Darts. It was called Rockin' at Midnight. That was the B-side, I think. Not sure if that was the case. But anyway, Sherman is really Sherman Nichols. And he also he also did a record on the Apt label, On My Mind, a great record he does on Apt Records. But this was their I think this was their first release from April of 1958. Sherman and the Darts here. We're going to flip that 45 over, rocking at midnight for this nice ballad on the Fury label. It's called Remember, parentheses, It's Only You and I, Sherman and the Darts.
Count every tree in the forest. Count every star in the sky. But remember, oh, yes, there's only you. Remember, yes, there's only you. You and I. There's a island far away. Oh, we will go there one day. Our love will grow and grow. So remember, there's only you and I. You and I. You and I.
That's Sherman and the Darts there. Sherman and the Darts on Bobby Robinson's, or was it Dan? No. Who had Fury? I thought Bobby had Fury. I don't think Danny had Fury. He had Everlast and he had Holiday. I think Bobby had Fury Records. Anyway, April 1958, Sherman and the Darts there. Sherman Nichols on lead. Remember, parentheses, it's only you and I. Yes, it's only you and I every Saturday right here on Top Shelf Oldies, spinning original vinyl 45s from the 1950s and the early 1960s. We are in the year, actually been going... I guess I'm in 1958. And last week, I played a request for George Tompkins on the Cub record label by the Wanderers, Ray Pollard and the Wanderers, their second of 10 releases on the Cub label. It was called Two Hearts on a Window Pane. It was Darrell Letts, I think, that requested the flip. Both sides of this record are good in my opinion. I'd say November 58. Let's give it a spin here. The Wanderers, Ray Pollard on lead, Cub Records. It's called Collecting Hearts.
I used to make a hobby of collecting hearts for fun.
Until one day in my display I found a special one. I used to get a kick out of having them on a string. I had a ball with them all and it didn't mean a thing. But oh, my Dolly G, wow, 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 what your kisses do to me. My heart went on a spree, and Lordy mercy, bless my soul, I fell in love and lost control. Now I no longer go around collecting hearts for fun, and now you find me spending time with my special one. Soul, I fell in love and lost control. Now I no longer go around collecting hearts for fun, and now you'll find me spending time with my special one.
That's the second of 10. Second of 10 for Ray Pollard and the Wanderers there, November 1958 on the Cub label. It's called Collecting Hearts is the name of that one. Let's move on here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Here's a request for Evan Blatt. Now, when I saw this record, I was confused with this 45 initially when I purchased it back in the late 1990s, because I noticed on the label it says featuring Bobby Byrd with Buddy T and his T-Men. So, you know, when I saw this, this is the 90s, so I was trying to become schooled in this music more, so I automatically thought, you know, Bobby Byrd, the Hollywood Flames, Bobby Day, Bobby Byrd. But no, it's not Bobby Day / Bobby Byrd. It's Bobby Byrd that was involved with James Brown and the famous Flames, as this 45 is out of Atlanta, Georgia. So by request going out for Evan, the group is called the Impalas, and it features Bobby Byrd on lead, who also co-wrote this song, and he is originally from, Toccoa? How do you pronounce that? Toccoa, Georgia. Anyway, going out to Evan, January 58, the Impalas on Corvette. It's called Why.
Tell me, tell me, tell me, why, tell me, tell me, tell me, why, you said that you loved me, what made you change your mind? So darling, surrender, I love you till the end of time, so do not forsake me, my heart belongs to you. Chances are that you'll kill me, I'll still try my dear, I'll always love you, but we'll walk on here, so do not forsake me, my heart belongs to you. Darling, I'm lonely, I love only you, I love you only. Why? made you change your life. So darling, surrender. I love you to the end of time. So do not forsake me. Oh darling, please tell me why.
As by request for Evan Blatt there. That's a hard record to find. It's not that easy to find this 45. Sort of a calypso type beat there for sure, but that one there are the Impalas. The Impalas with Bobby Byrd on lead. Not Bobby Day Byrd, Bobby Byrd that sang with James Brown. Yes, January 58 release on the Corvette record label. The song entitled Why. As Johnny G wonders why I play all my 45s. That's because it brings such pleasure to me and hopefully to you too. So let's continue here. And up next, a very rare 45 on the Nugget label, which is out of Tampa, Florida. I have no information about the group though, but all I know is that it's a rare 45, and I paid a ton for it. Of course, Jerry Diaz sold it to me, so those of you that know of Jerry may know why. I don't know. He's just a little bit pricey, but I like both sides of this record too. But let's give a spin to the intended B-side. It's by Bobby Sands and the Royal Teen Tones. This is from July of 1959. We move into 59 now. Bobby Sands and the Royal Teen Tones. It's on the Nugget label, and the song is called Secret Lover. That's a rare 45 out of Tampa, Florida there by Bobby Sands and the Royal Teen Tones, July 1959 release on the Nugget label with one T. Also, there's releases I have with two T's on that. Secret Lover is the name of that one. Let's move on here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We are in the year 1959. We'll send this next one out to George Tompkins. I know he likes this tune. This group out of Shreveport, Louisiana. They were named after a car called Fairlane, hence the Fairlanes. And George requested the A-side of this 45. It features Charles Pennywell on lead from March of 1959. Going out to George, these are the Fairlanes on the Lucky 7 label. It's called 17 Steps.
other men die. Oh yeah, I count all the steps to this death cold chair. God help me to count as I cry. As I counted, I thought of tomorrow. I will not be counting for somebody else. On tomorrow, I would be making the long walk. Oh yeah, and counting those steps for myself. I will accept in this prison. Oh yeah, I count at the other men die. Oh yeah, I count all the steps to this death cold chair. God help me to count them tomorrow.
That tune going out to George Tompkins there. Those are, lost my place. Those are the Fairlanes. The Fairlanes there from March 1959. Charles Pennywell on lead on the Lucky 7 label, 17 Steps. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, this next 45, the first time I heard this was on I think the Time Capsule show, if I'm not mistaken. Tom Luciani or Joe Marchesani, one of those two played it, and unfortunately we just lost Joe Marchesani. He just passed away. I think it was this week, earlier in the week, or it might have been Sunday or whatever I found out, or it was terrible because I used to listen to those guys. I know George can relate to that he was friends with both of them, and it's difficult when we lose these people that we know so well in our lives. But they were pioneers in these record shows that are now existing today. They truly were pioneers for us collectors now. But that's where I first heard this record. I have to remember how far back that was, but this 45 from June 1959 came out on the Decca record label. This is the up-tempo side, and I think this group is out of Washington, D.C., and they're called the Starfires. The Starfires. Let's give a listen to the tune. It's called Love Is Here to Stay.
Love. Oh, oh, oh.
group called the Starfires. The Starfires, their second of two on the Decca record label, June 1959 release. Love is Here to Stay is the name of that tune. As we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, up next, a request for Evan Blatt, another request for Evan. This song sounds like it was inspired by a tune done by the Capris on the Sabre label. It was called My Promise to You from the same year. But this group is out of Detroit, Michigan. And this is by request for Evan. I bought this from Seymour Simon when he was selling out his collection. This one from May 1959. They're called the Chancellors. The Chancellors on the Storm label. It's called My Thoughts to You.
Bright as the starlight that shines above you, sweet as the roses that surround you, that my dear, that's my thought to you. My thoughts to you. Cool as the breeze that blows through your hair, sweet as the summer, I know you'll be near. That, my dear, that's my thought to you. My thought to you. I think of you, darling, even though we are apart. Every minute, every hour, every day. I hope and I pray that you'll hear my thoughts, even when they say, bright as the moonlight that's up above you, sweet as the love that soars and folds you, that, my dear, that's my thought to you. That's my thoughts to
That song sounds like a bunch of other songs. I thought they were using lyrics from Dear Lord and the My Promise to You by the Capris on Sabre and a couple other songs there. Interesting thing. Yes, Dave the Rave, the same label. That is true. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. I got two more 45s to go in the year 1959. Now, last week I played a request for Evan Blatt by the Del Rays. The Del Rays, a group out of White Plains, New York. A song entitled Have a Heart. Have a Heart. It came from October 1959. Came out on Donald Shaw's Moon record label. Now, it was Darrell Letts. He requested the flip side of this 45, so we're going to give a listen to the flip side here. We're going to send it out to Darrell, October 59. The Del Rays on the Moon label. It features Bobby Benedict on lead. He also co-wrote the tune. It's called Around the Corner, parentheses, In My Heart.
Love is just around the corner in my heart. Love is just around the corner in my heart. I knew it was love right from the start. start, knocking on my poor old hungry heart. Love just around the corner in my heart. Love said to me, can I come home tonight? Darnell, love said, baby, let me hold you tight. I said, go away, love, I don't wanna fall. I wanna stay, I wanna have a ball. Love just around the corner in my heart.
Can I come over tonight?
What a wonderful night.
Hold you tight.
Hold you tight.
Hold your hand.
Make you understand.
Understand.
I'm your lover man.
Love just around the corner in my heart.
Love just around the corner in my heart. Love just around the corner in my heart. I said, go away, love, don't tell me no lies. I don't want your love light in my eyes. Love just around the corner in my heart.
It's around the corner. Love just around the corner in my heart.
As B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show, that one there, by request for Darrell Letts. Those are the Del Reys. Del Reys, October 1959, On the Moon record label. Around the Corner, parentheses, in my heart. Let's continue here with the last record out of the year, 1959, and it's a request for listener Cheryl Morgan. Yeah, Cheryl Morgan, and it's a duet. A duet. They go by the name of Juwel and Eddie, and Juwel is Juwel Akins, the same Juwel Akins. He was a member of the Four Dots on Pleading for Your Love on Freedom, and he also had a big number 1 hit, or number 3 hit in 1965 on the Era label with the Byrds and the Bees. And the other singer, Eddie, is really Eddie Daniels, and they both wrote this tune, and Eddie recorded in 1957 on the Ebb label. And this one charted number 10. This is a big number 10 record, believe it or not, on WHK in Cleveland, Ohio. So we go back to December 1959 by request for Cheryl Morgan for Juwel and Eddie, Juwel Akins and Eddie Daniels on the Silver label. It's called Opportunity.
Yes, I need you, darling, to tell my troubles too. I know you'll understand me when I'm feeling blue. Just give me an opportunity. Give me an opportunity. Give me an opportunity to prove my love is true, honey. I don't think you're very funny the way you got me crying over you, baby. If you kiss me and you hug me, if the only way you love me like I love you, give me an opportunity. Give me an opportunity. Give me an opportunity to prove my love is true to you. Yes, I need you, darling. I swear by heaven above, I need you here beside me. It's you I really love. Just give me an opportunity. 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 Give me an opportunity.
As by request for Cheryl Morgan there, those Whoops, Johnny G losing his place. Those Juwel and Eddie. Jewel Akins and Eddie Daniels, December 1959 on the silver label Opportunity. I know this Eddie Cochran associated with this label a little bit, and who said it? It was, well, it can't be Eddie Cochran. It's Eddie Daniels, because they co-wrote the song. Anyway, Johnny G here, spinning 45s. Let's continue here. Let's move into 1960 now with a rare 45 out of Washington, D.C. on John Dickerson's Win record label. The group is called The Gales, and there were a few groups known as The Gales. Now, there is an earlier group from Detroit on the JVB label that comes to mind, but these guys, they're from Washington, D.C., and the lead singer of this group, his name is James Isom, I-S-O-M, and he would later join the Marvels and the Senators, and they also recorded for this label. But prior to that, they had this release from July 1960, The Gales on the Win label with 2 N's. It's called I Love You.
That's what you are. Say you can if you dare, and our love you will share, girl of my dreams. The one I adore. Down the lonely, lonely road, I'll be broken heart. That's where most lovers go. Yeah. But in this love, that's what you are.
That's a rare 45 from July 1960 on the Win label. They're called The Gales. The Gales, it's called I Love You. Let's move on here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Up next, a request for Byron in California. He was watching Johnny G on one of my test programs last week, and I played a little excerpt of this 45, and he said, Johnny, sent me, Johnny G, an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com and said, Johnny, can you play this record? You played a little bit of it, and I think I like the lyrics, and I like the song, so we're going to play it for Byron in California. This gal, she's from Toledo, Ohio. She was born in Detroit, Michigan. She sang at the age 4. Charlene found this information out. Interesting. She sang at age 4 on Uncle Jules' radio program and was known as Little Miss Teresa Brewer. But then she recorded this at age 15 on Porter Roberts' New Sound record label out of Toledo, Ohio. Her real name is Beverly Ann Clark, but she recorded as Beverly B. And she passed away January 6th of 2017 at the age of 74. But this was her claim to fame, this 45 on the New Sound label, By Request for Byron, May 1961, Beverly B on New Sound. It's called Darling. As by request for Byron in California, Beverly B, May 1961 on the New Sound label, Darling. There's group records on this label too, by the way. I think they're called the Highlights, I think. Got a couple other ones on that label. Anyway, Johnny G here for a Saturday evening as we continue here. And let's go to New York now. This is a request for Joe Shacatano, this time a subsidiary of Old Town Records. It's called Barry Records, but this group is from Harrison, New Jersey. They started out recording in 1958 as the Ideals on the Cool label. Then they changed their name to the Ovations with releases on Andy, Epic, and Capitol. And this one, it says originally came out as on Epic as Oh What a Day. Wait, is that right, Charlene? Which one? It didn't say that was first. I don't know, because I have this record on two labels. I have this record on the Barry label, and I also have it on the Epic label. And on the Barry label, it's called The Day We Fell in Love, and on the Epic label, it's called Oh What a Day. But I thought when I checked, I thought that the Barry label was first. So I didn't have time to look at the research on this, so you're going to have to forgive me for today because it was a horrible day for me today. But we're going to play it anyway here for Joe. It features Richard E. Kellion lead, and he also wrote the song. This one from March '61, the Ovations on Barry. I'm featuring it. I also have it on Epic. This is The Day We Fell in Love.
Oh, what a day. Oh, what a day. Oh, what a day. Oh, what a day. Oh, what a day when we fell in love. Birds sang, people were gay. What a lovely couple. That's what they'd say. Well, that's how it was the day we fell in love. Fell in love. Skies were blue, no clouds above. Angels were singing songs about love. Well, that's how it was the day we fell in love. You said you loved me, you'd stay by my side, and someday you'll be my loving bride. I love you, dear, with all of my heart. And we'll never part. I'll love you, dear, till the end of time. Say that you'll love me, say you'll be mine. Well, that's how it was the day we fell in
That's going out to Joe Shacatano there. Those are the Ovations. First recorded as the Ideals. They have a rare 45 Ideals on the Cool label. But the Ovations there from March '61, The Day We Fell in Love. Richard Kellion lead. Also can get that on the Epic label. It's Oh, What a Day. And oh, what a day it's been as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Another request for Cheryl Morgan, this next singer. He's from Brooklyn, New York. His name is Bertel Dashe, but he changed his name to Bertel Dashe. And for years, people would say that this guy was Tony Orlando under another name. It is definitely not true, but he wound up at the Brill Building during the same time, and he knew lots and lots of people there that Tony Orlando did, like Carole King and Jerry Goffin, who wrote this tune for him, and it's the second of two he did on United Artists. It was produced by Don Costa, arranged by Carole King, and it's actually an answer song to a big hit by the Shirelles. This one from January '61 going out to Cheryl Morgan, Bertel Dashe on United Artists. The song is called Not Just Tomorrow, but Always.
You don't know much about me, but there's no reason to doubt me. I love you now, and I'm gonna feel that way. Not just tomorrow, but always. This is a lasting trace. a moment's pleasure. My love is true. Oh, believe me when I say, not just tomorrow, but always. So many people refuse love, a chance to ever get a start. They doubt each other and lose love when it might have been right in their heart. Just put your trust in my love. It's love that never can die, love. This love I feel for you is gonna stay. Not just tomorrow, but always. This love I feel for you is gonna stay. Not just tomorrow, but always. Not just tomorrow, but always. Not just tomorrow, but always.
As by request for Cheryl Morgan there, Bertel Dashe, January 61 on United Artists, Not Just Tomorrow But Always. Of course, same arrangement as Will You Love Me Tomorrow by the Shirelles. Was unfortunate that his career did not go any further than this. He got involved really with the wrong crowd. And I think I saw on one of the posts a relative on YouTube said that he was involved with some group with drugs and a whole bunch of not good things, but he beat it eventually. But then unfortunately, he died on September 1st, 1987 from a blood vessel bursting in his brain at the age of 66. And again, he would have one more release, I think, in 1966 on the Diamond label. But anyway, that's how it goes. Johnny G here for a Saturday evening. Let's continue here. And up next, a request for George Tompkins as we head to Chicago, Illinois, for Gene Chandler's backup group. Gene was originally a member of this group. They backed him up on many of his VJ releases, but this is the group's third of 4 on VJ. This charted regionally. This was number 13 on WJMO in Cleveland, Ohio. I think the lead on this is Charles Davis. Charles Davis, who would later record as Nolan Chance. Nolan Chance has releases on the Constellation label. But anyway, this is from September 1962 by request for George, the Duquesnes on VJ. It's called I Never Knew.
I never knew love could change my skies to blue, and now I know it's all because of you. I never knew a heart could ever feel brand new, and now I know it's all because of you. You
Can't you see what you've done to me? I wanna thank you. I never knew such joy. It's like a dream come true. And now I know, yeah, it's all because of you. I never.
As by request for George Tompkins, great tune there by the Duquesnes. Duquesnes from September 62 on the VJ record label. I Never Knew is the name of that one here. Let's continue here. We're going to do a little bit more of overtime here because I was late for the show and I had to give that little explanation. We lost some time here, so not many more records to go, just a few here. And here is a request for Evan Blatt. He's going to have to listen to the archive here, but we go back out to California to Dootsy Williams' Dutone record label for this one. This group is called the Dutones, who really recorded earlier back in 1955. Dootsy Williams had a group called the Dutones. In 55, they had a release called Teller of Fortune. And then the group, they retired. They were done. Then in 1962, the owner of the label, Dootsy Williams, resurrected the group name with different group members. And they did 4 sides. They recorded 4 sides for the label, and this was their first release. This was their first release. As I'm reading here, this was their first release from November of 1962, and it features Charles. It says Charles Gardner, according to Marv Goldberg, that Charles Gardner is on lead here. This one going out to Evan Blatt, November 62. The Dutones, not the one from 55. This is a resurrected group, different members. The Dutones on Dutone. It's called Down the Road.
Ba 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 ba.
Down the road, my baby cries for me. Down the road, I'll answer every plea. Down the road, my baby's down the road. Down the road, there'll be a broken lance. Down the road, where love is
That's going out to Evan Blatt there, November 62 release, The Dewtones on the Dewtone record label, song entitled Down the Road. You collectors out there have to be careful on this release because Dootsy Williams was pressing his records, same thing as Art Roop, pressing records well into the early 70s. So he was using the same stampers. I don't think about the same paper on the labels, possibly, but I know because sometimes, the paper just hangs around for years and years. But you can tell with the thickness of the record how if you can kind of bend it really easy, then it is probably a second pressing or a reissue of that. This copy, I forget who I got this from. He's on Facebook. He was selling his collection out. He had a radio show. I'll think of it. But he had an original because this had a BB hole in it. I said, I got to get that one because I know that's an original, and it's a thicker press on that record. Johnny G babbling a lot tonight, but let's continue here. I think I have two more requests to get in, and here's one for Joe Shacatano, and it's a B-side here. I remember discovering this next 45 as a 10-cent purchase at the Yonkers Raceway Flea Market in the late 1970s. It's out of Los Angeles, California. The A-side charted nationally. It was a novelty song that made it to number 57 on the Billboard chart. It was called My Wife Can't Cook. But the B-side for Group Harmony collectors is a killer B-side written by Gerald L. Russ, who I'm pretty sure is the singer Lonnie Russ. And there's a great vocal group backing him up on this. This is his first of four that came out on the 4J record label. And this one from October 62 by request for Joe Shacatano, Lonnie Russ on 4J. It's called Something Old, Something New.
Something old, something new, something sad, something blue, something lost, oh, something found. Since my old love put me down, something way down in my heart told me you're the girl of my dream. Oh, yes you are. Something happened, something gay happened to me that day. Something honest, something true made me want to love you. Something way down in my heart told me you're the girl of my dream. Oh, yes you are. The way you wore your hair and your clothes, the way when you smile, hey, you let me know. The way that you told me you never leave, and I never have to beg you, baby, come back, please. Something old, something new, something sad, something blue, something lost, something found. Since my old love put me down, something way down in my heart told me you're the girl of my dream. Oh, yes you are. Say yes you are. Whoa, baby.
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show by request for Joe Shacatano there. That is Lonnie Russ and a Group, October 62 release on the 4J record label, Something Old, Something New. That is a B-side, and I have a nice vinyl press on that. Most of the copies of that are that crappy styrene press, but that's a nice vinyl press. Two more 45s to go before Johnny G signs off here. Here is, actually last week I played a request for Joe Shacatano. He requested The Dreamers on, I played it on the Cousins record label from October 62, song entitled Little Girl, featured Frank Camerata on lead. Darrell Letts, he requested The Flip Side, which is a song originally done by Tony Bennett back in 1951, but not with this arrangement. So by request for Darrell Letts, October 1962, The Dreamers on Cousins, and their rendition of the tune Because of You.
Because of you, there's a song in my heart. Because of you, our romance had its start. Because of you, the sun will shine, the moon and stars will fill mine forever and ever to part. Live for your love and your kiss, paradise to be lived like this. Our life is never mine, and I can smile because of you. I only live for your love and your kiss, paradise to be lived like this. Because of you, my life is never mine, and I can smile just because you.
As by request for Darrell Letts there, those are The Dreamers. That's the A side of the 45. October 1962 on the Cousins label. That's the first press, Because of You. That charted number 46 on WIBG in Philadelphia. And Dave the Rave, you probably have that record. If not on the original label, you might have it on the May label, because that was for the national distribution. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to original vinyl 45s out of my collection. You want to get in touch with me, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com, working on requests and things. So be patient. I'll eventually find these records in my mess of 45s. And you can go to my website, vinyltreasures.net. You can stream or download my show there on that website. Sometimes YouTube, you can go watch the archive on YouTube. They have their copyright police that police my 45s. I hope that Carole King record doesn't get policed, but it's possible. You never know. But also, please like my video and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notifications on when I'm on live. I'm not going to be on live next week. Too busy of a week, that is for sure, with work. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in. But we're going to close the show with a record released in 1964, although It was recorded in 1960, and it's a request for listener Marvin Pod, this group out of Sacramento, California. They initially recorded as the Cufflinks, and other names like the Raindrops on the Spin It label in 1956, and on Vega they were the Raindrops. I actually had that record pulled, Dim Dim the Lights, from 1958. Also on Corsair, and this label out of California called Soto Play was owned by Nathaniel McCoy. So they recorded this in 1960 but released it in 1964. The song was written by the lead singer. His name is Henry Houston. I know some of you know Henry Houston. Great lead singer. But anyway, the closers, by request for Marvin Pod, by the Raindrops on Soto Play. It's called I Still Love You. And that's going to do it for tonight's Vinyl Treasure Show. Again, I apologize for being late on the show, losing my breath tonight, but was a very trying week this week with all the sickness in my family going on and the work that I had to do. So I apologize for that, but at least I enjoyed the show tonight. Hopefully you did too. And please tune in tomorrow evening for my buddy Dave the Rave and his Relics and Rarities show. It all begins at 9 o'clock, 9 to midnight right here on Top Shelf Oldies. I'll be back next Saturday beginning at 10 o'clock. God willing, and thank you, Charlene, again for all your help during this crazy, crazy day. But again, folks, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed the tunes. I will see you here next Saturday at 10. Everybody, stay well, be safe. Just want to say, everybody, so long.
Love you.
Wow, I don't think I've played that on the show at all. I didn't play that record. I had to go looking for it. That was one of the ones I did find. Here's this Cousins 45. I have cough drop in my mouth. So this is the wind down part. I don't know why. Maybe because I didn't get enough sleep or something. I have no clue why. Maybe if I get more sleep I'll feel better. But the problem is it's like I have my nostrils where I can't breathe in. So if I have to talk, I can't breathe in through my nose, so it causes me to cough. I don't want to tell you my medical issues, but anyway, here's that Cousins, the Dreamers there. It's called Because of You. And that Soto play, I don't know where I got the record, but I actually have a couple records on the Soto Play label. I have that Notemakers. I don't have the Webbs, but it's a pretty cool record, a little soulful there, but that's Henry Houston. The lead of the Cufflinks. I like My Love Is With You by them on the Dutone record label, and he's great with the Raindrops on the Spin It label. And I think I pulled Dim Dim the Lights, I think, on the Vega label, which is another good California record. Anyway, folks, thank you so much. Again, thank you, Charlene, again, for all your help, because Charlene's so instrumental with the show. She helps me so much with the show, and I'm in tune with Charlene, even as I'm doing my work during the day sometimes. But anyway, again, thank you, folks. Hope you dug on all the tunes tonight. I'll be back next Saturday again at 10 o'clock, 10 to 1 a.m., It's already 1:17. So again, please like my video and subscribe to my station. It'd be much appreciated. And send me your requests and we'll get to them all eventually. Thank you so much. Please be patient. Stay well, everybody. Stay safe. So long now. Bye-bye.